Good afternoon and greetings from the Robinson Dressers Sports Complex in Cedar Falls, Iowa, as ESPN is excited to provide you with Missouri Valley Conference softball action as the UNI Panthers host the Braves of Bradley. Hi everybody, Mark Simpson with you along with Eric Braley, as this is the second game of a doubleheader, a thriller in the opener as UNI roars back to beat the Braves 5-4 in 8 innings.
Yeah, let's look at some of those highlights, Mark. That was crazy how this game ended up.
That was a home run by Jordy Vanderwerf that broke open a scoreless game to give the Braves a 1-0 lead. Braves doing it defensively. Lauren DeRolf with that catch from left field. Braves led 4-0 going into the bottom of the 7th. UNI ties it, and then in the 8th inning, Taylor Hogan with a solo home run. What a dramatic win for Northern Iowa as they stun the Braves 5-4. And we're underway here in the top of the first inning. And UNI, Samantha Heyer on the mound. And the first pitch of the ball game is a foul ball. And it's an 0-1 count. Heyer came in and got the win as she came in relief of Kaylin Packard in the 7th inning and was able to grab the win in extra innings. As this is Angela Cerrone at the plate for Bradley. 0-1 count. Kind
of interesting that Grace French, who came in for relief, is the starting pitcher for Bradley, and the starting pitcher for UNI who came in for relief is Samantha Heyer, who's 9-3 on the season. Great job to our production crew. It's kind of frantic as in between games getting lineups updated and everything, and they drag the field and get that ready as well out here. But we are ready for the third game in the series and the second game today in this doubleheader from Cedar Falls.
So Heyer, a junior, has somewhat of an inconsistent sophomore year, but now has developed into one of the elite pitchers in the Missouri Valley Conference. As that ball is hit off the end of the bat and out of play, remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. We mentioned in the first game that she has been named the Missouri Valley Conference Pitcher of the Week 3 consecutive weeks. And she has been dominating the Valley so far and opens up the ball game with a strikeout on Angela Cerrone.
Let's take a look at a replay, Mark. And, you know, the leadoff batter's goal is to get on base, but Heyer does a good job of shutting the door on that opportunity. And you know what is a possibility? Heyer could get all 3 wins in the series if UNI potentially wins and she's the winning pitcher today. She won the one game yesterday, and she gets credited with the win coming in for relief earlier today as well. So just, I think that speaks volumes of what she's done in conference play this year.
Heyer dominated the Braves in the 9-0 win for UNI in 5 innings, where out of the 12 outs that Bradley
10 strikeouts
made, there was 10 strikeouts recorded by Samantha Heyer. Very windy here at Cedar Falls. Temperatures have warming up into the lower 60s, but the wind has been howling all day long. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Lauren DeRolf. Had a couple of hits in that first game. It's interesting, how will the Braves respond? They've lost both ends of the spectrum, a blowout loss and then a heartbreaking loss in 8 innings.
Yeah, it's kind of a punch to the gut. It kind of takes out your energy because you build that lead on the road against last year's conference champion. You're in a position to win, but you can't close the deal. You can't seal the victory, and it's deflating, quite honestly. But you have to have short memory. You have to bounce back. And I'm not sure if you're going to get it as great of a pitching gem as what we saw in that first game, but there's many ways you can win and find a way to win.
Here's the starting pitcher for the Braves, Grace French, hits that ball. Hogan, the second baseman, showing some good lateral movement, going to her left, scoops that up and throws out the runner. And Bradley in the first, no runs, no hits, nobody left aboard. And we'll go into the bottom of the first. Braves nothing, UNI coming to bat. This is The Valley on ESPN.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
That is too spicy. That's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
I'm here to better myself. I want to face challenges head-on. To be taught by experts. To become an expert. My generation will bring solutions to tomorrow's problems. And UNI has made me ready for that future.
Cody!
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm crocheting.
I see that.
It started off as a hobby, kind of snowballed from there. And Alex, I don't want to stop.
Well, I don't see why you should have to. Let's set you up with a side gig savings goal on the US Bank mobile app. This way you can turn it into your main hustle before you know it.
You're my hero, Alex.
What are you working on now?
Pool cover.
That's fun.
Oh, I made my wife a bathing suit.
Oh, did Linda like it?
She did not.
Oh.
You should see what I made for Max. Max, look at him. He loves it.
The confidence to make your dream a reality. US Bank. We'll get there together.
Bottom of the first inning, it'll be Kylie Sanders leading things off for Northern Iowa in their purple and gold uniforms. And the first pitch by Grace French is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. French, she has lost the first 2 games of this series. She was the starting pitcher in that 9-0 loss yesterday. And then she came in relief and gave up the solo home run to Taylor Hogan in the bottom of the 8th. As UNI roared back to win 5-4 in 8 innings in the first game of this doubleheader.
Yeah, I mean, French has actually had a really good series because when she's not pitching, she's playing in the field and making some good defensive stops, and she's hitting for herself as well, whether she's the starting pitcher or not, and she's had some hits in this series as well. So a little unfair that she has taken both losses in the win-loss column from the starting pitcher yesterday and the relief pitcher today. But
this is a hard hit right up the middle, and the Panthers get their leadoff runner aboard as Kylie Sanders with a solid single. French leads the Braves in innings pitched this year. As we look at that sharp single right over the second base bag. Now up to the plate, Alex Papillo. Papillo, freshman catcher, came through with a base hit in the bottom of the 7th to drive in the 4th run of the ball game that tied the game at 4 apiece in the first game of this doubleheader. And hits that one deep to left field, caught near the fence by left fielder Angela Cerrone. And there's one down. So Papillo goes after the first pitch and sends that deep into left field.
Yeah, let's take another look at this. Papillo hitting .421 in conference play. Has been playing her best offensive softball in league competition, and when you get the defender, the defense close to the warning track, you know you're swinging it well.
You saw the ball just tailed down at the end. That was a tough catch for Cerrone.
Interesting how the weather plays a factor on this, and there could be, no clue if this will happen or not, but there could be potential where there is a weekend series that is moved inside to the Unidome sometime in the month of April, just because the Unidome can legally host regulation softball games in conference play. The reason this series was not was there's a big USA wrestling tournament going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the Dome. So even though the outdoor conditions
There's a hard hit by Madison Parks, the center fielder for UNI. And UNI has a couple base hits here in the bottom of the first inning. Runners at first and second with one away. Now Maya Dodge coming up to the plate. So UNI's hit the ball hard here by all three batters as Madison Parks delivers for Northern Iowa. And here's Maya Dodge batting .380 coming into this weekend, and Bradley did a great job keeping her in check in the first game of this doubleheader. Dodge, the best hitter for this lethal Panthers squad.
And again, third time Dodge has seen French. Once yesterday and then earlier today. And you know it's warming up. Coach Jacobs for UNI, he's taken off his winter coat and he's going short sleeves here.
Sun's out, guns out. There's a ball ripped past the third baseman into left field. Oh, the runner trips going over the third base bag, and now is going to be caught in a rundown, and thrown out will be Kylie Sanders. Oh, so she just tripped up getting across third base and then fell.
Yeah, and she couldn't get up and go back to third because the throw was behind her there. The outfield actually bobbled it. And all your momentum is going to round the bag.
Look, did she collide with the third baseman, McCoy?
So
if we could see that again, perhaps.
We do have instant replay.
Would that be interference? Oh, no, they're going to call her out. They're just going to say she was out. Let's see that again. I thought that maybe she had tripped over McCoy. Watch Sanders. And right there she is. No, she just reaches her left leg out, trying to avoid the third baseman. It doesn't look like they ever tangle up.
Contact, yeah.
And there she falls, and it's a tough break.
And coach was right there and saw it up close. And yeah, your momentum's going. You're trying to do a hard third.
There's now up to the plate, and Brooke Snyder will send one that goes into deep center field. One run comes in, and now UNI gets on the board. 1-0 as the Panthers launching here on Grace French here in the first inning.
Yeah, if you're Bradley, you're happy that it's just 1-0, but if you're the Panthers, you're feeling good because you're tagging the ball and you're kind of spraying it everywhere with solid base hits. So you see from that replay. Only one out. Yeah, that base running error doesn't happen. There's no outs and a couple of base runners.
Excuse me, that was Dodge with that hit. This is Snyder now up to the plate for UNI.
So.
Okay.
Oh, they've yet to update the official scoreboard out here, but the catch at the warning track and then tagging at third.
So there's 2 outs. There should be 2 outs because Sanders.
Yeah, the scoreboard out here.
Was it not? Okay. Well, I think they may have given UNI the run, so it's 2-0 on the scoreboard here.
So one of the disadvantages of being an announcer in the outfield is.
So UNI leads 2-0.
So I saw the umpire point to home. I guess that means the run counts. The official scoreboard out here says 2-0 with 1 out and a 3-1 count.
And this is Hogan up to the plate. So
he pointed. So the PA played the home run or the game whenever they score a run music.
So Hogan at the plate. We have it now 2-0 UNI as Hogan drawing the walk. So that will load the bases.
Regardless, Bradley is in a real tough spot here because the bases are loaded.
And now Hannah Kelly, the DH, up to the plate. So I think we have everything set now, Eric, with.
So how many outs are there?
1 out. And if they did allow that run that come across, so it's 2-0. Bases full of Panthers. Here's Hannah Kelly, the DH, goes after the first pitch. What a great job by Ryan Jacobs. Showing the hands.
He was an outstanding baseball player for the University of Northern Iowa.
So Kylie Sanders did score, so it's a 2-0 lead for UNI. Appreciate the help.
That one so close to going fair as well. If I'm playing third or left field, I'm going to take another step or two closer to that foul line because those last two shots were right on the chalk.
Kelly, the 7th batter, face Grace French here in the first, and UNI has hit the ball hard.
If you're Bradley, you want to step on a bag. You want to get that second out.
French is offering. Kelly hits that one softly. Third baseman will field it. A run will come across, so it's a fielder's choice as Maya Dodge comes in from third to make it 3-0.
And I think that's the right play.
Snyder moves over to third. Hogan is at second.
Here's the replay. McCoy there fields it. You know, in some situations you go home to try and get that force and stop that run from getting across, but the wheel's kind of falling off the wagon here in the bottom of the first inning with 3 runs already scored, and just want to make sure you get that second out.
Faith Standurski up to the plate for Northern Iowa.
Well, she's done great for UNI, not in the full starting rotation for every game, but making the most of her opportunities, and had a really good game yesterday in the single game.
She is a junior. One and one the count to her. UNI 3 runs here in the first. And first took them to the bottom of the 7th in the first game to finally get on the scoreboard. So much different start for the Northern Iowa. Called strike by the home plate umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. At third base, Brooke Snyder. Taylor Hogan is at second. Hogan, the hero of the first game. Her solo home run in the bottom of the 8th propelled UNI to a 5-4 victory. Lunging and hitting that right back to the pitcher was Standurski. Throws out the runner. Inning is over, but UNI 3 runs as they pick up 4 hits as we'll go into the top of the 2nd with the score. UNI 3, Bradley 0. This is the Valley on ESPN.
My name is Sandy Phillips Stevens. I graduated in 1962. The theme, Our Tomorrow, focuses not just on tomorrow, but our. Our means the students here, the students who will be coming, the graduates, the alums. If this campaign gets the support it deserves, UNI can make an impact unforeseen.
Give today at ourtomorrow.uni.edu.
This tiny payment thing is a giant pain.
Hi, ladies.
Alex from US Bank. Can she help?
How about a comprehensive point-of-sale system?
That can track inventory, manage schedules, and customize orders?
That's what US Bank Business Essentials is for.
What about a new oven? Can US Bank help us there?
We can serve loans in as fast as 12 minutes.
That would be a big help. Huge.
Jumbo.
Ginormous.
Finding ways to make your business boom. That's what US Bank is for. We'll get there together.
There's no doubt about it. Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, UNI unofficially 4 hits in that bottom of the first inning, and they take a 3-0 lead over the Bradley Braves. Samantha Heyer, dominant in that first inning, struck out 2 batters. So UNI jumping on top of the Braves here, trying to get the doubleheader sweep and a sweep of a 3-game weekend series.
Well, great job by Bradley to make sure the bleeding stopped at giving up 3. I mean, really threatening with runners on in scoring position at second and third. So 3, as UNI proved in the first game of this doubleheader, you can come back from 3 runs, but giving up 4 or 5 or 6 in the bottom of the first, that's tough.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Braves have shown today that they're capable of a big inning as well. They scored 3 runs in a 5th inning of the first game when this game was scoreless. That ball popped up high into the air. It's going to be in fair territory, and Brooks Snyder, third baseman, battling the wind and the sun, makes the catch, and there's 1 away.
All about communication. 3 Panthers right around there, called everyone off, and she's made some of the best defensive plays that we've seen by UNI today. Have come from her third base position.
Up to the plate now, Austin Comstock, the first baseman. We had confusion there in the bottom of the first, as it looked like Kylie Sanders came in got tripped up rounding third base and then was thrown out at the plate, but later reviewed by the umpires that there was some interference against Bradley and that the run scored it. But the way the referee indicated, it looked like he was pointing at home like it was an out, so that confused us. Sorry if you're watching.
Just stick with us long enough, and we'll get you the right information.
1 out and a 1-1 count. That ball fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A reminder, this is the home opener outdoors for the UNI softball program, as the league coaches voted this year to do a 3-game, 3-day series, 1 Friday, 1 Saturday, and 1 Sunday. Historically, it was either doubleheader Friday, 1 game Saturday, or doubleheader Saturday, 1 game Sunday. Gives them some flexibility if there is bad weather predicted to play 2 on 1 of the 3 days.
Swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Hire, her 3rd of the game. So UNI, this is the first time the season in Valley play, kind of taking on a traditional squad. They met a couple of new opponents in the Missouri Valley Conference this year. Murray State, who was picked to finish 2nd in the Valley this year, and then last weekend UNI sweeping Illinois Chicago. The other new member this year is Belmont, as the Valley growing and getting better as pitch sales up high, 1-0 the count.
It's real interesting for fans and for members of the media to really see, okay, the Valley is adding these schools. Great. How do they do in volleyball? How are they in some of these other sports like softball or swimming or track and field? Because just not the fan base isn't really dialed in on Murray State, other sports as well, and over the course of time you'll see some of these rivalries really start to build and grow.
Hit by the pitch was Abbott Badgley, the DH, so she go to first, and now up to the plate, this is Addie Welsh. Watch the pitch, caught her in the elbow, and so now a runner at first base, 2 outs. Addie Welsh up to the plate.
Hire did hit Brave in the last game as well, so
Welsh went 0 for 2 in that first game, but did score a run. UNI winning 5-4 in 8 innings. 1-0 the count. Call strike. 1-1. Missouri Valley Conference softball here on ESPN. Mark Simpson along with Eric Braley. Glad you could join us. We're at Cedar Falls on a very windy but now sunny afternoon after a dark start to the game. And nice play by third baseman Brooks Snyder. Threw out the runner. And that will close out the top of the second. So Bradley gets a runner, but no runs, and it's UNI on top 3-0 going into the bottom of the second. This is The Valley on ESPN.
I'm here to better myself. I want to face challenges head on. To be taught by experts. To become an expert. My generation will bring solutions to tomorrow's problems. And UNI has made me ready for that future.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Bottom of the second inning, Northern Iowa jumping on the Braves early with 3 runs in the first, and they lead 3-0. UNI sent 8 batters to the plate that first inning. Darren Lamprecht will start things off here in the bottom of the second. Lamprecht, then the top of the order, Kylie Sanders and Alex Papillo.
It is 65 degrees, and the sun is out. I can feel a sunburn right now taking place on my face. We're looking right into it, out in the elements here behind the right field fence.
1 ball, 1 strike.
You got to be prepared tomorrow at work, Mark. People are like, did you take a beach vacation?
Yeah. It'd be more like, you look like a big tomato. There's a
good off
ball.
Speed.
Boy, she threw that with the wind gusting up. 2-1 the count. Grace French. Panthers roughed her up with 4 hits, all singles in that first inning.
The wind is blowing out. No outs, no runners on. Trying to match what they did in the previous inning.
Mentioned about Coach Jacobs for Northern Iowa. Played baseball when UNI had a program, and that's his background. Then he began coaching high school softball here in Cedar Falls. Then took over the UNI job. Now it's his 16th season. He's really done a tremendous job as leading UNI here over the last few years, one of the upper tier teams in the Valley.
Feels like just yesterday I was announcing with you as he was doing a sub-state high school softball game for the Tigers. He knows the sport inside and out, and he just is a relentless worker, getting the most out of these student athletes.
Full count, swing and a miss. And it's interesting, his wife, Kelly, is a college basketball coach. So that is a coaching family. So it's 1 out, nobody on, and now here's Kylie Sanders. There's Ryan Jacobs, 16th year. Monica Wright, assistant coach, along with Garrett Fernal. Left-handed batting, Kylie Sanders. She was involved in that, I don't know, it's controversial, but that bizarre play last inning.
Definitely bizarre.
When she got tripped up.
Not routine.
Now, we saw the replay. It didn't look like there was any contact, but it did obstruct Sanders. Now, thinking about it, that her running around the base pass, and then she fell, and it looked like she was thrown out at the plate. But then the umpires got together, Interference was called on the third baseman, Kirsten McCoy, and the run was allowed to score. 1-1 the count, but the umpire, his hand signal kind of threw us off at the time. We weren't sure. It looked like she was called out.
Yeah, the scoreboard operator was a little unsure as well.
So that's our excuses. 2-1.
Take it for what they are.
Wasn't our fault. Wasn't our fault. Left-handed batting Sanders with a 2-1 count on her. And down and 0 in the dirt. 3-1. This is the top of the order where UNI is so dangerous.
They are, and you know, doubleheaders are a long, long day out at the field at 9:30 to pull the tarp off and to get ready and everything. And French has been battling. Again, she has played every second of this 3 games. And pitching in her third game and hitting and everything. So I don't know how much is left in the tank, but she's putting it all out there here.
It's a full count. And ball 4. Sanders draws a 1-out walk. And I mentioned this, the highs and lows for Bradley. They lose the first game of this series yesterday in 5 innings, 9-0. Come back and almost pull off the upset. In fact, they probably should have won. They were up 4-0 going to the bottom of the 7th, but UNI stormed back and then forced extra innings and won 5-4. But their coach, Sarah Willis, really had a long discussion with her team after the game, kind of brought them in. You wonder what they were talking about.
Life is all about adversity, and sports is as well, and sometimes things go your way and sometimes they don't. And some of the best opportunities are not having a week or 2 weeks in between competitions. All right, I'm done with the pep talk. Now you got 10 minutes till we suit up and play again.
It's up to the plate. Alexis Papillo. Hits that one deep. Now you see it. Now you don't. Boy, that left the ballpark in a second. A screaming liner over the right field fence. And UNI opens up a 5-0 lead. Before you could say Papillo, that one was over the fence. And the hot-hitting freshman for Northern Iowa connects again. That's what you call a no-doubter as she continues to lead the Panthers in home runs. Her 7th round tripper of the year.
She's incredible. Majoring in criminology, minor in political science, recruited by Michigan State, Purdue, Winona State, Evansville, University of Indianapolis. The Panthers knew they got a good one when she signed to come here. And she is in her first year of college softball, her first year of being a University of Northern Iowa student, and she is on pace to be a first-team all-conference performer with what she's doing from her catcher position and what she's doing at the plate as well. And that will do it for Grace French as they are looking for answers as UNI is piling it on. There's only 1 out here.
And Papillo says bonjour to that pitch from French as she sends that over the right field fence. And now we'll see who's coming in for the Braves.
I mean, it cleared it by 20, 30 yards. I mean, it just kept going.
And
220 in dead center, 190 down the line.
So this will be... Oh, they're going to put, wow, Cameron Schaller's coming back in. Who pitched so well in that first game, but just couldn't close the door in that 7th inning.
That's why softball's a unique sport where you can pitch a lot of innings on the same day, and you don't need, 4 or 5 days to recover before you go out again. Let's take a look at some of her strikeouts from game 1. Our outstanding director, producer, replay, camera operators, and broadcast engineer in the control room a couple miles away from this field that are dialing up all the graphics and replays and highlights.
Schaller with 6 strikeouts. And it looks like French will go from the circle, and then will go back to second base, if I'm reading the numbers correctly. Yep, French will be at second, replacing Amanda Breeding. So we have been kept on our toes here.
Yeah,
This
moving things around.
Second game of this doubleheader.
And trying to put these student athletes in a position to succeed. And, you know, the pep talk I'd give Bradley is, UNI was down 4-0 and came back and won it. Okay, you're down 5-0 right now. Get a run. You know, make this a 3 or 4 run game, and really anything can happen. If you're UNI, you kind of want to step on the gas and put this thing away, and ideally end it early if at all possible, like you did yesterday in that 9-0 shortened 5-inning game.
So now we're going to see Madison Parks with a single and scored in the first inning. So UNI 3 in the first, 2 here in the second, still batting.
Well, Maddie Parks, 4-year letter winner at Pella High School, started 1 game in 2020. Remember, that was that shortened season where they only played a couple of non-conference games. Redshirt season, played in 44 games with 42 starts, finished with a .293 batting average, .444 slugging percentage, and .458 on-base percentage. Then last year, started all 46 games, was named All-MVC second team, named MVC All-Tournament team, led the Panthers in walks, and ended the season with a .295 batting average.
Eric, what were the numbers on Schaller in that first game?
Yeah, 6 1/3 innings pitched, Mark. 5 hits given up, 4 runs. All 4 runs were earned runs. She had 4 walks to 6 strikeouts, and batters faced were a total of 28 in that appearance there.
3-1 the count to Parks.
Against arguably the best offense in the Missouri Valley Conference in the Panthers. They were last year and through 6 games and almost completed their 3rd full series. I'm sure that where their numbers stack up offensively after this weekend is played, they'll be in one of the top teams offensively with 2 of the best pitchers in the league as well.
So Parks draws the walk, and first batter that Schaller faces.
Again, she led the team in walks last year. She's got a really good eye, as she had a .435 on-base percentage, and with 1 away, Panthers are in a pretty good spot right here.
So French only goes 1 inning, strikes out 1, and gives up 5 runs. And we're going to see Maya Dodge up to the plate. Dodge had a base hit, drove in a run, and scored in that first inning. Alexis Papillo with a 2-run homer over the right field fence. And UNI with a comfortable 5-0 lead here with Samantha Heyer, their dominant pitcher, in the circle. So this is the start UNI was hoping for after getting a scare in the first game of this doubleheader.
So Dodge at the plate. MVC Freshman of the Year last year, all MVC first team, MVC all tournament selection as well.
Well, the way Alexis Papillo is playing for Northern Iowa, I would say start engraving that Freshman of the Year for her. So she is tearing it up here. I know it's incredibly early in the conference season, but she has really put on an impressive display so far.
Yeah, about 5 weeks left in the regular season.
That ball's hit hard. That ball's hit deep. That ball's gone. Right center. A 2-run homer from Maya Dodge, as she hits a home run for the 2nd straight day. And Northern Iowa cruising now, 7-0.
There were no runs for the majority of Game 1 for UNI, and then they exploded when they had to, and that momentum and offensive firepower is carried over to the 2nd game. If you count the number of runs scored in the 7th and 8th inning, to what we're seeing in the first and the second inning. It's just incredible as you see the replay and followed by this celebration. She's a special player. And she's just a sophomore, too.
Maya Dodge now with 6 home runs on the season. Swing and a miss by Brooke Snyder. Snyder had a base hit and drove in 2 runs in the first inning. 0-1 the count. So Cameron Schaller almost pitched a complete game. The first contest, coming in relief, giving up the 2-run homer, and now plunks Snyder on the leg, and Snyder hustles down to first base. Now she's kind of limping it off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that pitch is coming in fast, and it hits right there.
Well, now I think they're going to bring somebody in. She is hobbling towards the dugout.
You can walk all you want to try and walk it off, but
well, she had, after the ball hit her, she moved down the line like, you didn't hurt me. But then once she got to the first base bag,
go take a look with the athletic trainer, pull it up, and maybe apply ice if you need to. I mean, that is, if that were to happen to me, I'd still be laying down next to home plate right now, because that ball was coming in fast. And it's tough for Bradley, clearly rattled here, and the hole that they need to climb out of keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Maggie Erpelding will run. We'll see if Snyder will re-enter the ball game, go back at third base for UNI. So Erpelding is the runner. Here's Taylor Hogan, the hero of the game 1. Her solo home run in the bottom of the 8th inning was the game winner in a walk-off 5-4 victory.
All Missouri Valley Conference first team last year. First team scholar athlete as well.
There's a ball fielded by the third baseman. McCoy goes to second for 1. No chance for get the double play on the speedy Hogan, but they do get the lead runner as Erpelding is thrown out. So Hogan hitting into a fielder's choice. There's 2 outs here. The second inning. UNI 3 in the first. They've scored 4 here in the second. A pair of 2-run homers. One by Alexis Papillo and one by Maya Dodge as they continue their individual battle for home run leader on the UNI team. Papillo tied her for
it's a fun little
3 minutes
rivalry there. And again, Mark, what have we seen? 12 runs in the last 4 innings by this Panther offense. Not just 12 hits in 4 innings, 12 runs in 4 innings.
They got the late wake-up call, but now they're cruising here. That ball's hit softly in the shallow center field. Coming in, there's Olivia Bradley, makes the grab, and the inning is over. So here is the long ball by Dodge. Give UNI now a big lead of 7-0 heading into the top of the third. This is the Valley on ESPN.
Cody!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good. I'm crocheting.
I see that.
It started off as a hobby, kind of snowballed from there. And Alex, I don't want to stop.
Well, I don't see why you should have to. Let's set you up with a side gig savings goal on the US Bank mobile app. This way you can turn it into your main hustle before you know it.
You're my hero, Alex.
What are you working on now?
Pool cover.
That's fun.
Oh, I made my wife a bathing suit.
Oh, did Linda like it?
She did not.
Oh.
You should see what I made for Max. Max, look at him. He loves it.
The confidence to make your dream a reality. US Bank. We'll get there together.
Part of investing in the campus, university, and the Unidome, and part of our Art Tomorrow campaign is knowing that there will be future generations of Iowans and Panther student athletes and fans that will be able to come here and have the type of wonderful experience that I've experienced as a fan, as an athlete, as a parent, and it's investing in that future.
Give today at ourtomorrow.uni.edu.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. a proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale, all backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Samantha Heyer and the UNI Panthers. 7-0 heading into the top of the third. Ball popped up, hangs up high in the air. Oh, and the second baseman, Hogan, conceded. She thought the right fielder, Faith Standurski, was going to make that catch, and it falls in for a bloop single. So a little miscommunication there by the Panthers.
Yeah, Hogan did exactly what she was supposed to do. She dropped the glove and went sprinting back to get in the spot. Not sure if she was called off, but or lost it. Sometimes if you turn around and look up and you don't see it, you kind of concede to your teammate who's running in and maybe tracking it better.
It's the first hit of the game now for the Braves.
Yeah, I think, that's a hit.
Jordy Vanderwerf with the single. Now here comes the number 9 hitter, this will be French now, I believe, to be the batter.
Number 9.
Okay, and that would be for the Braves. No, it's Cameron Schaller. It's Cameron Schaller now.
Oh, yeah.
So we've had already one pitching change. Cameron Schaller.
So UNI scores 3 in the first, 4 in the second. Braves have yet to get one across. It's a pretty good opportunity here with no outs and a runner already on. The issue is they're facing what looks to be the best pitcher in the Missouri Valley Conference this season.
And records her 4th strikeout of the game. So it's higher, like UNI keeps going higher in the standings because of this dominant pitcher. Look at that. Is got a slap hitter as she extends and misses. 4 strikeouts now for Heyer. And up to the plate, we're going to see the top of the order, Angela Cerrone. Hits that ball hard. Snyder back in the ball game. Fields that, and a nice play. Throws to first for the out. So Snyder lead the ball game after getting hit by a pitch.
Was that Sanders, or was it the shortstop or the third baseman who made this play?
Oh, it is shortstop. Correction. Haley Sanders comes out gunning.
She was cheating over closer to the third baseman and made a nice athletic play defensively.
2 outs.
It's the transition. You don't have time in the sport of softball to take your time with fielding it and transferring it to your throwing arm. And then you just got to throw it as hard as you can right on the money. Beautiful play.
Ball hits softly this time. It is Snyder for sure at third base. Scoops that up halfway down the line, throws out the runner, and that will close out a quick top of the third inning. So Bradley, no runs, 1 hit, 1 person left aboard. We go into the bottom of the third. UNI in control, 7-0. This is the Valley on ESPN.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
That is too spicy. That's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
I'm here to better myself. I want to face challenges head on. To be taught by experts. To become an expert. My generation will bring solutions to tomorrow's problems. And UNI has made me ready for that future.
Cody!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good. I'm crocheting.
I see that.
It started off as a hobby, kind of snowballed from there. And Alex, I don't want to stop.
Well, I don't see why you should have to. Let's set you up with a side gig savings goal on the US Bank mobile app. This way you can turn it into your main hustle before you know it.
You're my hero, Alex.
What are you working on now?
Pool cover.
That's fun.
Oh, I made my wife a bathing suit.
Oh, did Linda like it?
She did not.
Oh.
You should see what I made for Max. Max, look at him. He loves it.
The confidence to make your dream a reality. US Bank. We'll get there together.
Third pitcher of the ball game for Bradley, as we will now see Hannah Organ coming into the game. Oregon on the year with a record of 0-2, 5.83 ERA. Has thrown 6 innings of work. So chance for her with the Braves down 7-0. Give some of the reserves opportunity here in this third game of this series.
Still, you can practice all you want, but hard to replicate real game experience.
Oh, she hits the batter, so Faith Standurski
Out of Lake Villa, Illinois, gets a free pass, but she's going to walk this one off too. Looks like it hit on the thigh.
Yeah, on her left leg, yeah. So 2 Panthers have been hit by pitches.
And again, high hopes for Standurski, two-time All-State selection in 2018, 2019 from Lake Villa, Illinois. Multi-sport athlete in volleyball, basketball, and softball. And now she is the leadoff Panther on first base.
Darren Lamprecht struck out. Her only at bat in the second inning. UNI scored 3 in the first, 4 in the second. They used a long ball in the second inning, a pair of 2-run homers, one by Alex Papillo and one by Maya Dodge. 1-0 count. Here's first one, sails high. 1 ball, no strike. Hannah Organ misses wide. 2-0 the count. So both teams have battled the elements today as the wind has been relentless. Gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. It has calmed down some after it was blowing ferociously to begin game 1 of this doubleheader.
Yeah, it's not a cold wind, but it's a stiff wind, and it's right in your face. And if you're fielding and pitching.
Coach Ryan Jacobs had an interesting comment, regarding the weather, being a most northern team in the Missouri Valley Conference. He said they went down to Murray State. Now they had heaters in the dugout, and he said nobody once said, hey, let's turn on the heaters.
Yep.
They're used to it in these conditions over the years that just battle through it.
Now there's been some games I would like a heater on our platform here behind the right field fence.
2-2. The ball sails wide. Full count here to Lambrick, number 9 hitter in the batting order.
There you can see. And it's actually died down significantly. And
yeah, that was straight up stiff about a couple hours ago. Full count now with the runner at first. At lethal top of the order for UNI on deck, and ball 4. So Oregon coming in. Third pitcher of the ball game for Bradley, and putting herself in a tough situation here. Runners at first and second, nobody out. And here's Kylie Sanders. Sanders scored in the first, scored in the second. She's 1 for 1 in the game.
And Coach Jacobs talking. I don't know if we'll have a pinch runner or 24, I believe. Remember the play that happened earlier in the game, as we will show you the replay.
Sanders is running and gets kind of tripped up. Oop.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Here's Sanders. Good contact hitter, shows the bunt, misses. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, interesting for how good of a contact hitter she is. Attempting to show bunt with no outs. Wanting to move the runners over. Good at bat by Lamprecht. MVC Commissioner's Academic Excellence Award last year. End of the season hitting above 250.
1-1 the count. Standurski at second. Lambrecht at first. UNI up 7-0. Oregon's pitch, and that ball fouled out of play.
Let's take a look now at that replay.
So
as the officials reviewed, talked, and they said, "You're at third."
Well, he looked, I had the thumb up, so I thought there was the outside.
And they said, "Count it."
There's a line drive. One hopper to the second baseman. French throws this underneath, and they get the force out at second. Safe at first is Sanders. So fielder's choice, and it's Standurski moving over to third.
Kind of interesting how things play out. She showed bunt at the first pitch and then ends up moving the runner to third. Now runner's on the corner with one away.
And
good defensive play and relatively close to rolling the double play. You don't see it happen a whole lot because it is so bang quick action in softball.
Papillo up to the plate. Hit a 2-run homer last time up. Nice short compact swing, misses. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, when she swings, she swings, right? I mean, it's not just a slap hit to put the ball in play. She's trying to get every piece of that ball and just demolish it.
Oregon transferred from Miami University. Is Miami of Ohio. It's a 1-1 count. She's from Brookfield, Illinois. She is a freshman. Here's the pitch, and that caught her. That's a hit batsman.
There's been a number of those here, and those are free passes, and third one in the last 2 innings.
Second. So staying at third, of course, is Standurski, but Sanders now at second, and Papillo goes to first. So runners at first, and the bases loaded now with Madison Park. So Hannah Oregon getting herself into all sorts of problems with some wildness, and that might be all for her. As we're going to see a new pitcher coming in for Bradley. This will be Abbott Badgley. Badgley 4-9 on the year, 5.28 ERA, 62 1/3 innings. She's given up 74 hits, 56 runs, 47 of those earned. She's walked 33, struck out 39. So our fourth pitcher of the game, and we're only in the bottom of the third.
They're just trying to solve UNI right here, and Badgley pitched a couple of innings in the first game yesterday, and just trying to solve. Control is a huge factor right now, especially there's no room for any Panthers on the base pass, so a walk or a hit batter, and that's another run for UNI, already leading 7-0, and you just feel like UNI with the bases juiced right here, so close to really blowing this game open.
It's already 7-0. And in college softball, the mercy rule is if you're up by 8 after 5 innings. So they.
Yep.
And that's the only type of mercy rule they have. So Braves just looking to get some sort of pitching, but for any team, it's hard to get these UNI Panthers out.
Yeah, they're just fundamentally sound. They spend a ton of time working on the technique and each swing, each player is different, but I'd be patient up there. You know, you have a pitcher with not a ton of experience who's coming in, the fourth one they've faced, and I'd maybe tighten up my zone a little bit because a walk scores a run. But if I see a pitch in my zone where I like it, better believe I'm swinging away. So let's see if Bradley can lock down. Remember, we talked about the deflating loss in the first game from that come-behind victory for UNI. Let's see what they can do.
Up to the plate, taking the first pitch for a called strike, Madison Parks. Parks, 1 for 1 in the game. Singleton scored in the first, walked, came in on a home run by Maya Dodge in the second.
How about an 0-2 count to get started here pitching? Not out of the woods yet, though. Parks, a member of the All Missouri Valley Conference second team last year and MVC All Tournament team. Led the team in walks.
Badgley's pitch misses outside and high. Badgley, 5'9" sophomore from West Lafayette, Indiana. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Panthers have the bases loaded here in the bottom of the third. Check swing, foul.
Right at her teammate who's in the on-deck circle.
Bradley had a 4-0 lead going in the bottom of 7th in the first game. UNI battled back, tied it, and won 5-4. They're continuing that momentum here in this second game. 1-2 offering. Here's the pitch. Down low, 2-2.
You have Maya Dodge on deck. And
Badgley put in a real tough situation.
I mean, it's tough anytime the bases are loaded and you're called in for relief, but especially with these two batters here.
Pitch to Parks, and now it's a full count.
And you don't want to lose her. Got ahead in the count early. It's all right to try and get her to chase a couple, but now you've really got to bring something good.
Standurski at third, Sanders at second, Papillo at first. Bases loaded, full count. The pitch. Did she go? No. Ball 4. And coming in to score from third base is Standurski on the bases loaded walk. And UNI now leads 8-0. The bases still full. And now here comes Maya Dodge, the great hitter for Northern Iowa.
8-0, feeling good for the UNI Panthers. And their best hitter at the plate.
Dodge hit a single, driving a run in the first, hit a 2-run homer in the second. Abbott Badgley getting support from her teammates, trying to get out of this jam. 1-0 offering to Dodge. 2-0.
Well, the other interesting thing is Samantha Heyer. Really, these innings are taking forever, but when UNI's pitching, Heyer's worked so fast. Quick 1, 2, 3 innings. It might be something where you get a big lead and could bring in a relief pitcher to get some reps.
Yeah, especially with a decidable lead here. Look at the count now, go up to, oh, now it's 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
I think it is 3-0.
Oh, 3-0.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. 3-0. Taking that one, a called strike. 3-1.
Sometimes the scoreboard operator forgets to update it. Not for us, ESPN, but out here at the ballpark.
3-1 the count. And the pitch, big rip, misses. Full count now to Dodge. Batting cleanup.
Again, bases are juiced, so if it's not close, a walk scores another run.
Badgley rocks, fires, and outside. And another run comes in. And the bases remain loaded as Maya Dodge now has driven in 4 runs in this game.
She's a special player. She's a leader on this team. And she's a force to be reckoned with when she's standing in the batter's box.
Kylie Sanders scored 3 runs. She scored the 9th run of the ball game. And UNI not showing any signs of slowing down. Here's Brooke Snyder up to the plate. She got beamed by a pitch last time.
So we started this game 1 hour ago. And at 3:19, and ever since then it's been all UNI, both defensively with their pitching and putting runs on the board. Good stop behind home plate there. Not sure if the runner would have been sent.
Yeah, Bradley, so far in this doubleheader, has not committed an error. They have done it defensively. There's a ball hit. Snared nicely by second baseman Grace French, and they force out the runner at first. A run does come in as Snyder drives in the run.
Take another look on the replay, scooping it up. A sacrifice RBI.
2 outs now. And been impressed with Grace French defensively at second base today. She has played well.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. She could get potentially, she already has 2 losses in the pitching, but she has hit pretty soundly and been tremendous at playing that second base position.
This is Taylor Hogan,
the hero of game 1.
Hogan 1 for 1, walked in the first, singled in the second. No balls, 2 strikes on Hogan.
Bright sunny day, hitting 67 degrees now.
There's a ball hit sharply into right field. That'll bring in 1 run, bring in 2 runs. As UNI continues to pile it up as Taylor Hogan slaps that sharply in the right, and UNI now up by a score of 12-0.
Yeah, clears the bases with this. Drops it right in front of the right fielder. Good aggressive base running. And again, now this gives some really good options for Coach Ryan Jacobs. Doesn't have to happen this inning, doesn't have to happen next inning, but deciding of, hey, do I want to pitch hit someone? Do I want to bring in someone for relief? This is a comfortable lead. 12-0 our score here.
We have a new batter coming to the plate.
9, I believe.
And that would have been Addison McElrath.
So
she bats. UNI up 12-0. Here's a ball hit sharply into the right field corner.
It's fair.
Fair ball. It should bring in another run. Hogan rounding third. The throw at the plate, not in time. And McElrath coming off the bench with an RBI double.
How clutch is that?
So UNI now has batted around. This will be the 10th batter.
Yeah, it was hitting right toward us as we are right on that right field line in the outfield. McElrath mark hitting .467 heading into this series. 13 games played, 15 at-bats, and an .800 slugging percentage. McElrath.
Yeah, she's had limited at-bats, but has contributed greatly. So now it's 13-0.
Braves just looking for that final out here.
8 hits now for Northern Iowa in the game. as they bat it around. We're going to see Faith Standurski bat for the second time. She got hit by a pitch. Later came in to score to start this barrage here as UNI scored now a total of 6 runs.
And again, 18 runs if you count the last 2 innings of the first game of the doubleheader. 18 runs in the last 5 innings.
And the Braves just running out of arms right now. They're taking one for the team, as they say, is Abbott Badgley. And gets ahead in the count. 0-2 on Standurski. Standurski pops it up and into the bullpen for the Bradley Braves. Here at the Robinson Dresser Sports Complex, there's also a baseball facility right behind us where we're located. UNI used to have an on-campus site, Panther Park, but they've, look, how about this? Second time in the inning, she's hit by a pitch. Goes down to her knees. Let's hope she's all right.
Yeah, she immediately crumpled to the ground and just wipes it off. And
that's the 3rd batter. Get hit by a pitch. Standurski saying, hey, what'd I do?
Wow.
And she's going to come out. We're going to have a courtesy runner come into the game for her.
It's a physical game, the sport of softball is.
This will be Greta Hartz. Meanwhile, got Greta Hartz at first and then Hertz in the dugout. That's Standurski, and she's hurting right now.
So let's see. It's good for Hartz, a junior out of Runnels, Iowa, transfer from Indian Hills Community College to come in to run the bases. Again, Bradley just needs one more out, but Panthers still applying the pressure with runners at first and second here. Interesting to see how these coaches put their rosters together with some transfers, developing student athletes from their freshman, sophomore, junior year.
Again, Samantha Heyer, who breezed through the first 3 innings of this game. She's had a long sit now in the dugout. And I'm looking.
Yeah.
She's trying to warm up in the bullpen right now just to keep her arm loose. First and second, 2 outs. UNI, 6 runs in this 3rd inning, leading 13-0.
Yeah, a lot of crooked numbers on the scoreboard here. And you can tell the Panthers happy to be home in their first home series in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Down in the dirt, 3-1 the count here to Darren Lamprecht.
You know, sometimes it takes a series, 2 or 3 games, one weekend to really change momentum for an individual player, whether it's, something clicks mentally at the plate.
There's a ball hard hit in the left. Will that bring home a run? No, they're going to hold the runner. Hartz and, McElrath at third base. That's a big hit for Lambrecht. Batting 9th in the batting order, so the bases are loaded. And now here's Kylie Sanders up to the plate. Sanders having a good afternoon, and that might do it for Badgley.
Wow.
So now we go to our 5th pitcher for the Braves. So out of the game goes Badgley, and we'll have a new pitcher into the ball game. Let's take a break. This is The Valley on ESPN.
My name is Sandy Phillips Stevens. I graduated in 1962. The theme, Our Tomorrow, focuses not just on tomorrow, but our. Our means the students here, the students who will be coming, the graduates, the alums. If this campaign gets the support it deserves, UNI can make an impact unforeseen.
Give today at ourtomorrow.uni.edu.
This tiny payment thing
It's a giant pain. Hi, ladies. Alex from US Bank. Can she help? How about a comprehensive point of sale system?
that can track inventory, manage schedules,
And customize orders?
That's what US Bank Business Essentials is for.
what about a new oven? Can US Bank help us there?
We can serve loans in as fast as 12 minutes.
That would be a big help.
Huge.
Jumbo.
Ginormous.
Finding ways to make your business boom. That's what U.S. Bank is for. We'll get there together.
There's no doubt about it. Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, welcome back. As we had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but Bradley was going to make a pitching change, but what we have here is UNI came back out on the field to play defense. So I'm not sure if the coaches talked about it with the big lead, and Bradley obviously out of pitchers. If for some reason that they conceded, we will try to find out what happened here. I've never seen that happen before. So we're going to go into action here into the top of the 4th inning. We're trying to get clarification on what took place, as Eric's going to check with the umpire out in the field. So our score is 13-0. Bradley coming to the plate. And we're going to see Grace French, the second baseman, hitting. French will be facing Samantha Heyer. She's had a long wait in the dugout as UNI sent a total of 11 players to the plate.
So I went out to the field.
Okay.
Literally. A legal substitution where someone re-entered the game. So it was a 3rd out.
So that is okay.
Which there's been so much substituting.
Yes.
On both ends.
Well,
but I'm not.
I don't think UNI really minds giving up that 3rd out.
The bases were loaded, though.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Kylie Sanders, who's coming to the plate, probably happy with that. What?
Yeah.
So Heyer, maybe she gets.
It's a long break for her.
Yeah. A 1-2 the count. French grounded out to the second baseman, her only at bat back in the 1st. It seems like about a day ago. The way UNI has had these big innings. Riser up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
3 runs, 4 runs, and 6 runs.
Ryan Jacobs called Samantha Heyer effectively wild. He's just like, players don't know where she's going sometimes. Puts them on their heels. Says Heyer coming on the circle, makes the catch, and there's 1 down.
She fields her position real well. She comes off. We've seen her make some plays yesterday and today, and that's just an added bonus when a pitcher can field a large area around her.
Yeah, you got to feel for the Braves here. This is a team that have struggled this year, only 10 wins. And they had UNI beat in that first game.
On the ropes.
It was 4-0 going the bottom of the 7th inning. Cameron Schaller was pitching brilliantly, but then she gives up a couple walks to begin the inning, and then UNI showing their tenacity, their veteran team, used to winning. They battled back, tied it at 4, and then won it on the Hogan walk-off home run in the bottom of the 8th. And looks like Bradley has not recovered.
Yeah, we talked, it's deflating, and you just don't have time to recover and think, what just happened? And they don't really have the depth of the pitching staff that UNI does either, and that is a significant battle.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Higher, junior from Charles City, Iowa, delivers the heat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is Kirsten McCoy, the third baseman for the Braves at the plate. Ball popped up in the infield. Who wants it? And unable to come up with the ball as it falls in. That'll be an error charge to Northern Iowa.
I think it's Lappy, the freshman, at third now.
Is it 7? I think.
Is it 1 or 7? I can't tell. I think it's 1.
Okay. Well, I mean, see that again. That ball hit high in the air, and again, you have the wind and the sun. Not to make excuses, that should have been caught, but understandable. It is 1.
Lappy.
So Lappy will get charged for the error. So that is, they're giving that a hit.
Yeah, it's tough. There's always a lot of gray area when you're ruling a difference between hit and an error. And
there's a ball hit well, center field coming in, and Madison Parks makes the catch for the out. 2-way.
Well, Higher just looks and feels that she has control of the situation every time she's grabbing that ball and communicating with her catcher. That's intimidating when you're up facing that.
She had a great career in high school. Kind of struggled for a couple years. And you wonder what flipped the switch to gain this confidence.
Yeah, because Packard was so dominant the last 2 years, her teammate.
Nothing in 2.
In control yet again.
You saw her early in the year. Did she look as in control as she is right now?
No.
So, and records another strikeout.
She was all MVC second team last year. No doubt her first team this year if she keeps this up.
So that will close out the 4th. And UNI on top, 13-0. Samantha Higher in control. This is The Valley on ESPN.
To better myself. I want to face challenges head on. To be taught by experts. To become an expert. My generation will bring solutions to tomorrow's problems. And UNI has made me ready for that future.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at ticketsmarter.com.
Bottom of the 4th inning, and UNI will have Kylie Sanders at the plate. Now, we were left scratching our heads. What happened at the bottom of the third? UNI had the bases loaded with 2 outs. They went into Bradley went into a pitching change, and then UNI ran off the field and grabbed their gloves and played defense, and we were wondering what happened. And there was an illegal substitution for UNI to record that 3rd out. So this is Sanders coming up to the plate. Here in the top of the 4th, and Sanders is scored 3 runs today. And she is 1 for 2 in the game.
So if you look at it, the mercy rule is winning by 8 after 5 innings. So this could potentially be UNI's final time to tack on more runs, to get hits, to face a pitcher. Bradley has to be thinking we cannot allow any more runs, and then they would hopefully they would then need to score 6 more runs to keep the game going.
The way Hires pitching, that looks unlikely.
But you might see a pitching change.
Off-speed pitch. This is our 5th pitcher of the game for the Braves, Reagan Bradley. 2-1 the count.
And they do have some action in their bullpen as well.
Bradley, this is only her 5th appearance of the season coming in. 2-2 the count.
Well, UNI has only had 4 total pitchers all season long.
There's a ball rocketed into left field, but right at Angela Cerrone, and there's 1 out.
Great piece of hitting. Only advice I'd give is don't hit it right at the fielder, and sometimes that happens. You see on the replay.
Cerrone makes the grab. And now here comes Alexis Papillo for UNI. Her 4th at-bat in this game. She scored a couple runs, had a 2-run homer in the 2nd. UNI 3 in the 1st, 4 in the 2nd, 6 in the 3rd. So for the Braves, they're just hoping to get a 1-2-3 inning. UNI won the first game 9-0 in this series. 5-4 in 8 innings. The second game, that was first game of this doubleheader. And UNI on their way to a sweep here.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how wins can come. Sometimes you squeak out a 1-0, 2-1 win. Others you see a dominant win, like the 9-0 win on yesterday. But a come from behind victory, that's special. To be tested and just reading their body language. There was no quit in UNI in the first game of this doubleheader. There was no doubt. They believed as long as there were a couple of outs, there were opportunities to force extra innings. And once it went to extra innings, I just kind of had that feeling that UNI was going to be the team that had the momentum and would pull away.
Swing and a miss, 2 outs. So Bradley has come in here in relief in the 5th, getting the first 2 batters she's faced. As Papillo strikes out, that'll leave it up for Madison Parks. Parks has scored 3 runs today. She's 1 for 1. Singled and scored in the 1st, walked and scored in the 2nd, walked and scored in the 3rd. Also brought in a run because that's when the bases were loaded. So, yeah, I'm sure we were interested to see how UNI would respond, because this game more indicative of how they've played this year in the Valley. They have just, again, rolled past all their opponents, and the way they came back to beat Bradley's got to be just a tremendous confidence lift.
To know that you can win in multiple ways.
Yeah.
I think that's the interesting thing. The other interesting thing is next on the Panthers' home schedule is hosting the Iowa State Cyclones on Tuesday out of the Big 12, and then 3 games at Indiana State, who heading into this weekend was undefeated, the only other undefeated team. So the road is tough. Not sure if they will get that game in on Tuesday. I was looking, and there's some severe weather predicted for Tuesday afternoon. Could potentially slide it to Wednesday. Don't have to get it in as it's a non-conference game, but I know the Panthers love anytime they can face the Cyclones.
3-1 is the count.
But that's a big week right there coming up here. Tuesday, Iowa State, and 3 games on the road. Easter weekend at Terre Haute, Indiana.
Indiana State, pleasant surprise. The way they've started out of the gates for the Sycamores. Full count here. Madison Parks. Bradley delivers. And ball 4.
Yeah, low in the zone there. Good at bat. And hard to believe, but for the first time this inning, the Panthers have a base runner. We talked about the upcoming schedule. And you know, we're now in April. You want to play good softball in February, you want to play good softball in March, but really it's April, and then you have 1 weekend in May, and then it's the conference tournament, and then hopefully the NCAA tournament.
Maya Dodge has driven in 4 runs today. Fouls off the first pitch. So Dodge, they did a good job containing her in the first game of the doubleheader. But second game, she has erupted, including a 2-run homer. On this windy day here in Cedar Falls. Again, the wind has slowed down after it was roaring to begin the ball game. 0-2 the count here. Is Bradley trying to... This would be a big confidence boost for her with just limited appearances this year for the Braves. If she could get the Panthers out, no more damage.
You might go 0 for 3, but you got to find those moral victories and those little victories that are within the context of the entire 3-game series.
Sarah Willis is in her first year as the head coach. She was bundled up like everybody was at the beginning of the ball game. She had a wool stocking cap on her baseball cap.
Yep.
As there's ball 2, 2-2 to Dodge.
Don't want to lose Dodge here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 13-0 deficit.
Dodge flirting with 4, hitting 400 on the season here in early April. Cracks another base hit into left field. So runners at first and second. And now up to the plate, we're going to see Brooke Snyder. Or will we see Brooke Snyder? No, it's going to be Lappy. Correction. Yep. So Kate Lappy, and coming up, this will be her 7th at-bat of the season.
Lappy's aunt and uncle both played at UNI in the early 90s. Late 1980s, accounting major at UNI. Out of Bondurant, Iowa. 3-sport athlete, softball, basketball, track and field, and a 3-year softball captain, making first-team All-State, first-team All-Conference. Also a perfect 4.0 in high school.
I made straight A's in high school.
No, you did not.
But my B's were crooked.
Been around a while. Haven't heard that one, Mark. I would appreciate you sharing.
2-0 the count. You see, it's good to see multi-sport athletes in softball. Sometimes you see that this softball now, athletes just focusing on that.
Yep. Yeah, I completely agree, and I think you see so many traits and things that you can learn in one sport definitely helps in others as well. And sometimes you might not know what is your best sport until your junior or senior year of high school.
I'm not a fan of specialization. As the ball 4, Lappy draws the walk. So after getting 2 quick outs, Bradley now working out of a jam as the bases are loaded. She gave up the walk to Parks, the single to Dodge, and now a walk to Lappy. And now there's Taylor Hogan. Hogan had a thrill in that first game of the doubleheader with a walk-off homer in the bottom of the 8th.
Speaking of multi-sport athletes, can you imagine?
And being smart as well. She's
just the time management.
Yes.
So what's a typical day look like? You lift weights at 6 a.m., you go to class, you go to swimming practice, then you go to softball practice, and then you do your homework? I mean, that's a full day right there.
Yeah, Coach Jacobs was talking about when they were doing their spring trip down in Florida, that how amazed he was with Taylor. Just, she'd have to go to the pool to get her practices in and then come back and practice with the team, and it's just amazing. She is a member of the UNI swimming and diving team. She's an excellent diver. There's a called strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. UNI leading 13-0. UNI now with 10 hits in the game.
Yeah, a lot of walks, a lot of hit batters, and a wild pitch. Short backstop and leading 13-0. No need to send the runner for a close play at the plate.
Makes now a 2-2 count. Hannah Kelly on deck for Northern Iowa, looking for their 20th win of the season. Get your 20th win early April. That's pretty significant. Hogan rips it into right field, drives in a run, and UNI continues the hit parade. It's now 14-0. Hogan has driven in 3 runs in this second game of the doubleheader.
Yeah, timely hitting. Let's look at the replay. Good piece of hitting. She saw where the pitch was coming in, steps right into it, sends it over the second baseman's head. Shallow outfield, has plenty of speed. Maybe could have sent another runner, but holding up, stop sign at third, and the base is still juiced. Can't afford a hit batter, can't afford a walk.
So this, I think I said Kelly before. This is McElrath still batting for Northern Iowa. Addison McElrath. She had an RBI double.
Yeah, that's a
last
big
time
hit.
up. And again, just limited at bats this year. Was now probably batting above 500.
That's why it's such a win-win situation for UNI. The fact you get the win. The second thing is you get some non-starters, quality at-bats and quality situations in the field. Just like we saw the mistake at third base with the pop fly. You're going to learn from that. Sometimes you learn more from the mistakes, the missed opportunities, than the successes.
All fouled off. Now, this is the part in the game, if you're Bradley, you got to challenge yourself, especially for those infielders, outfielders. Not fall asleep in these situations.
For real. I mean, you get kind of lulled, and it's been a long day. I mean, out in the elements, the wind just kind of taking a beating here, and then you've been out at the field for 8-9 hours.
Ball popped up. Foul territory and over the head. Nice try, though, by Angela Cerrone. Just could not run that down. And McElrath stays alive at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I almost had my Bartman moment.
That was right in front of us.
My depth perception. I crouched like I was going to stand up because if it carried just a little more, it would have been in my lap. But
would you be like a Secret Service person to protect the equipment here? Throwing your body?
Sure, yeah.
Because there's no way I would have tried to catch that.
That would have hurt.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Again, only need 1 more strike in a real tough, precarious situation with the bases loaded, down 14 runs. You just need 1 more strike.
Reagan Brandley's ready. Pitch. That ball hit well to left field. Off the middle of the fence. 2 runs will come in. And UNI now up 16-0 as McElrath continues her torrid hitting.
I mean, the sophomore out of Mobile, Iowa is just really making statements. Not a large sample size, but let's look again at just delivering a clutch hit that almost was a round tripper.
How do you keep her out of the lineup? 3 runs here in the 4th. Now 16-0, and that sweet 16 for UNI. Not so. That's kind of sour for Bradley right now. And we have a new pitcher.
I just don't know if you have. Again, UNI has only on the entire season pitched 4 total pitchers.
Wow, so
with Jones only pitching 5.25.
So this is our 6th pitcher of the game, if I'm correct.
That's it.
And this will not be this will be Ashley Breeding, who is now not a pitcher. This will be her first appearance of the season. So, well, let's take a break here with a new pitcher coming in to get their warm-ups. Correction, this will be Kirsten McCoy. She is a pitcher coming in. We'll take a break. This is The Valley on ESPN.
Cody!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good. I'm crocheting.
I see that.
It started off as a hobby, kind of snowballed from there. And Alex, I don't want to stop.
Well, I don't see why you should have to. Let's set you up with a side gig savings goal on the US Bank mobile app. This way you can turn it into your main hustle before you know it.
You're my hero, Alex.
What are you working on now?
Pool cover.
That's fun.
Oh, I made my wife a bathing suit.
Oh, did Linda like it?
She did not.
Oh.
You should see what I made for Max. Max, look at him. He loves it.
The confidence to make your dream a reality. US Bank. We'll get there together.
Part of investing in the campus, university, and the UNI Dome, and part of our Art Tomorrow campaign is knowing that there will be future generations of Iowans and Panther student athletes and fans that will be able to come here and have the type of wonderful experience that I've experienced as a fan, as an athlete, as a parent, and it's investing in that future.
Give today at ourtomorrow.uni.edu.
Great seats at a great price.
UNI batting, and now we're going to see Kirsten McCoy again pitching for the Braves. Greta Hartz, how about this? Looking for her first hit of the game, or of the season. She's 0 for 6. UNI, 3 more runs here in this 4th inning. They have been dominant today. In the second game, they lead 16-0. Hogan is at 3rd. McElrath at 2nd. McElrath, 2 at-bats, 2 doubles, and has driven in 3 runs coming off the bench.
Yeah, some control issues here, and
McCoy is making only her 8th appearance of the year. She's thrown 8 innings, allowed 13 hits, 11 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. 6th pitcher of the game is UNI. They have had everything working. They now have 12 hits in the game. And drawing the walk is Hartz.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure something out because a lot of those pitches were nowhere close to the strike zone.
So we're going to look at upcoming schedule here, and this is for Northern Iowa. Now we're the weather permitting for that game coming up on Tuesday. But then that big series at Terre Haute against Indiana State.
The main key with this is look at the at versus the verse. The versus means they're home. So UNI has just been road warriors. You take away that opening tournament at the Unidome, and they've just been on the road every single game until yesterday. And now the rest of their games, almost every single one of them will be at home.
Ellie Owen coming up to the plate. What do we know about Ellie Owen?
Well, she's a 5'4" junior infielder out of Elkhart, Iowa. Prepped at North Polk High School.
Called strike. Owen won the count. Bases loaded. All this 3 runs coming here in this 4th inning, all with 2 outs.
Yeah,
remember the first
they
2
got
outs?
So fast, those first 2 outs.
And now, this is the the third pitcher of this inning here for Bradley.
It is, yes. So Owen played in 19 games with 7 starts as a freshman in 2021. Last year appeared in 12 games with 7 starts and was named to the NBC Commissioner's Academic Excellence Award.
A ball tag, that's gonna drive in too. Owen coming off the bench. A double for her. And UNI, they don't ever want to sit out. They drive in 2 more runs as Owen cracks the double. And UNI batting around for the 2nd time in this ball game.
That's wild.
So,
seizing the opportunity. Again, a win for the team, but individual wins like this. For Owen, who hit, I think, 182 last year, getting an extra base hit, a couple RBIs, real nice.
So now we go to the top of the order, and this is Sanders. About 45 minutes ago, flew out to left field to start this inning. Kylie Sanders
getting a little
scored 3 runs in this game.
Delirious out here with all the craziness that has happened today. And I'm going to go on record saying there should be a mercy rule other than up 8 after 5.
Yeah, I agree. You feel bad for Bradley at this juncture.
Remember last inning ended with the bases were loaded.
Yeah, and an illegal substitution.
If that doesn't happen, maybe they get a couple more runs, and yeah, it's.
And look at Bradley. You know, they're using their 6th pitcher of the ball game. I mean, this is tough. There's a ball hit. This could be it. Fielded by Breeding and Comstock, and the inning finally comes to a close.
That's a long one.
18-0. UNI piling it on the Braves here in Cedar Falls. And we'll be back with more right after this. This is The Valley on ESPN.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
That is too spicy. That's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
I'm here to better myself. I want to face challenges head on. To be taught by experts. To become an expert. My generation will bring solutions to tomorrow's problems. And UNI has made me ready for that future.
Cody!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good. I'm crocheting.
I see that.
It started off as a hobby, kind of snowballed from there. And Alex, I don't want to stop.
Well, I don't see why you should have to. Let's set you up with a side gig savings goal on the US Bank mobile app. This way you can turn it into your main hustle before you know it.
You're my hero, Alex.
What are you working on now?
Pool cover.
That's fun.
Oh, I made my wife a bathing suit.
Oh, did Linda like it?
She did not.
Oh.
You should see what I made for Max. Max, look at him. He loves it.
The confidence to make your dream a reality. US Bank. We'll get there together.
UNI with a big lead, 18-0, going into the top of the 5th. So Bradley needs 9 runs just to keep this. Oh, excuse me. They would need. I gotta get a calculus out here. They would need 11 runs just to keep this game alive. But new pitcher Haley Sanders, her first action of the 2023 season, is her first offering. The ball is fouled off.
Yeah, in 2021, she finished with a 2 wins, 3 loss record in the circle with a 6.86 ERA, pitching 39 innings with 26 strikeouts. Pitched 6 full innings against Iowa State in Game 3 of the NCAA Regional. Last year appeared in 8 games with 6 starts, ended the season with a 2-4 record, 24 innings pitched. But according to our stats, she has not pitched in this season.
0-2 on Addie Welsh, 0 for 1 in the game. So Samantha Heyer appears is going to record 3 wins over the weekend.
Give her the pitcher of the week, right?
You would think, and that would be the 4th consecutive week. She won yesterday in the 9-0 victory. She came in relief in the first game of this doubleheader, and UNI got the win, 5-4 in 8 innings. And she was the starting pitcher for this game. And she was dominant in all 3 appearances.
Got the run support, especially in Game 1 and Game 3, but also in the last 2 innings of Game 2. Yeah, a lot of good options on this UNI roster, whether it's pitching, defensively, or hitting.
Swing and a miss. Sanders gets the strikeout. And Jordy Van Den Werf coming up to the plate. Van Der Werf got the only hit of the ball game for Bradley, and that was that single that the confusion between the second baseman Hogan and the right fielder. There's the ball hit foul territory. Papillo makes the grab. 2 outs.
Good defensive play. You know, we've talked about her offense. She's caught every single pitch of this 3-game series. But even after how long of a 2 days this has been, she still makes a play like that.
I like that. She made the catch with the mask still
Yeah,
on.
I thought, number 1, you rip it off, but she feels comfortable with that.
The Braves down to their final out. UNI on the verge of getting the brooms out, getting the sweep here in this series.
Well, on paper, we knew UNI would be favored in this matchup. Bradley put up a great fight in the second game, but at the end of the day, the Panthers no quit and showed they're the superior of the 2 teams this season.
Sanders with the strike, 1-1 the count. Ashley Breeding at the plate for the Braves. The Braves bus literally warming up to our left. I'll tell you, Sanders has some smoke. And that didn't miss by much. 2-1 the count. Sanders, again, we have this as their first action of the season.
I printed off the cumulative stats, and we have Heyer, Packard, Wisnowski, and Jones having pitched.
Swing and a miss. She's interesting the way she starts her motion. It's almost like half her body's kind of rocked to the right.
And then the release.
It almost uses that like a spring. Watch her. And then she'll kind of tilt over. The offering. Riser misses. Full count. Breeding hitting 9th in the batting order for Bradley. Gwynn picking up here. Blowing dirt on the infield. Full count. Sanders, ready, pitch.
Pretty close.
And it's a ball 4.
Pretty close.
2-out walk, and now see the top of the order. Here's Angela Cerrone.
And if you're looking for
right fielder,
moral victories, got swept in the first game 9-0, trailing 18-0 here. If Braves would feel a little bit better about the situation if you get at least one run across.
Yeah, they're playing for pride right now. There's a check swing, caught by Lappy at third base.
Nice defensive play.
And that will close out the ball game as UNI wins in a shortened ball game. 18-0 is your final score. So congratulations to the Panthers. They win their 20th game of the year. They're now 20-10, remain unbeaten in the Missouri Valley Conference at 9-0. Bradley falls to 10-26, 2-7 in the Valley. UNI, they get the sweep. They stay perfect in conference play. And thank you for your help today, Eric.
Yeah, thank you for everyone who worked on this crew to put in a long day and changing schedules due to the change of this schedule. A special happy birthday to Michael Reber. He's the man that makes this thing go. And appreciate all that everyone in the control room did. And you, my friend, getting sunburn, windburn with me out here at the ballpark for the last 6-7 hours.
So for Eric Braley, I'm Mark Simpson saying so long from the Robinson Dresser Sports Complex. Final score, UNI 18, Bradley nothing. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games in our family of ESPN networks, log on to watch ESPN.com or download the ESPN app. Hey, thanks everybody for watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN.